Moyo Thomas joins us now for more on the celebration of the Mandela Day. Moyo, there is a charge on African leaders to imbibe the values that Nelson Mandela lived for. Talk to us more about this charge.
Okay, there is a charge that African leaders need to imbibe the tenets of Nelson Mandela, which basically is love and forgiveness. Nelson Mandela, while incarcerated, came out, became president, and forgave all the leaders, South African leaders, that actually indeed put him in prison. There was an event at the University of Abuja today, hosted by the South African High Commission, and the guest speaker, who was also the main speaker today, Ojiuza Kalu, spoke lengthily about his relationship with Nelson Mandela, and he said he learned a lot about leadership from Nelson Mandela, especially on respecting rule of law and forgiveness, basically.
One latest wave is that of xenophobic attacks in South Africa, and that has made a lot of countries, including Nigeria, raise their voices to the South African government to do something. What was the reaction of the High Commissioner, the South African High Commissioner, to xenophobic attacks of Nigerians back in his country?
Okay, also at the event today, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Abuja raised the issue. He started from tracing the history of the relationship, the very good relationship Nigeria and South Africa has maintained, especially through the apartheid period, how Nigeria helped South Africa during this period. And he said, if looking back at that, Nigerians shouldn't be experiencing what they are currently experiencing in South Africa with this number of deaths, over 100 deaths so far. And he said he wants the High Commissioner to actually take the message to the government of South Africa to do something about these xenophobic attacks and unnecessary deaths. And while I tried speaking with the High Commissioner, and he insisted that South Africans are not xenophobic, and that it's just an unfortunate situation at the moment, and there are strategies on the way that he's been having meetings with the Senate President and the government of Nigeria to ensure that they curb this menace, and that he wouldn't be going into details of what the strategy is at the moment until they eventually unfold what they are doing. But what he can say they are also working on the long term is cultural exchanges for Nigerians and South Africa to understand themselves culturally, so that they can actually share the love. If they understand themselves very well, then the death wouldn't be necessary anymore.
All right, so let's see how people imbibe the virtues of the late Madiba and live by it for the betterment of the society. Many thanks, Moyo, for speaking to us on this.